If I could go back 4 years ago when the pandemic first started and I was still doing my serving job and I was faced with a dilemma. There were no jobs, nobody was hiring. And yeah, I had all my bills were due. Yeah. The economy had just shut down. You know, this was the start of the pandemic. Everything was crazy. Nobody really understood what was going on. It was just kind of, everything was just up in the air. Yeah, I mean, I want to say like I would have chose something else, because with the way today is and how negative everybody is, oh my gosh, there's so much, Uber's taking so much, yeah, we gotta fight these apps. We gotta stick it to them. Everything is just trash. The offers are just horrible. It's us against them. With the way that a lot of people talk about Uber and Lyft today, I mean, when I look back, I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm happy that I made the choice to be an Uber driver, because everybody focuses on pay, and I get it. It's real. It's real. Like, I always try to come from so the way that I am is I try to see both sides. You know what I'm saying? Like, I try not to just be one just tunnel vision of just like, okay, my way is the only way. It's not. We're all different for a reason. We all have different life experiences. We all have different goals and things that we want to achieve. So how can I say that my way is the only way? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. Like, yeah, I may be coming out here for the dollar amount, but maybe you're coming out here because, you can't go back to your house. you got, this is the only place that you feel peace. Or maybe this is your office, or I don't know. Everybody got different reasons, So when I hear, Uber and Lyft are so bad, it's just so horrible. You can't make money with these apps anymore. You just can't do it. If you're trying to pay your bills, oh my gosh, you're setting yourself up for failure, because I laugh, but like $21 an hour, it's crazy. You can't make it off of $21 an hour, because you got depreciation, you got taxes, you got maintenance, you got all of these different factors. You can't make it off of $21 an hour. Like, it's just tough. It's just tough. But if you listen, and this is where I have to come. This is why I make my videos, because I just want to come and give you a different opinion, man. If you only listen to all of that negativity, you miss out, Because when I look back at my life, when I look back 4 years ago, when I look back at the beginning of the pandemic, I had no options. None. There was nothing open. Nobody was hiring. And obviously I was in the hospitality industry, so that means there were no restaurant jobs, because restaurants shut down. Although I live in Florida, in Miami, at the beginning, for the first month, everything shut down. Everything shut down. Then, like a month or two later, it was like, okay, you guys can come back, but we gotta work outside. And there's no way that you want to work outside. Let me just say that, especially in sunny South Florida, you don't want to work outside. I mean, then working outside, that's cool. Okay, if you can put up with working outside, all right, cool, whatever. But then, because, you got to be dressed up. So obviously I'm a server, so, it's basically suit and tie, you got the gloves on, and it's just no way that I can be really presentable in the hot sun. I sweat easy. I'm a big guy. I wasn't that big back then, but like I sweat easily. So it's like, yeah, I'm trying to give you your plate and I'm sweating like a dog. Like, nah, it just, some things you just gotta know. You gotta know your limits. So, okay, cool. So I just serving just restaurants wasn't in. Now, obviously I do have IT background, so making websites, making stuff for people, but yeah, people weren't really, they weren't, man, y'all know, a lot of y'all was just sitting home watching Netflix. And nobody was really like doing much, man. So businesses weren't really thriving at that time either. So who am I going to make a website for? Who am I going to build an app for at that time when it just, everybody's sitting on their hands, you know, because this is an unprecedented time. For that first year, it was just weird. It was just weird. But I chose to be an Uber driver, which caused me to slowly grow in income, which was amazing. It also exposed me to a different lifestyle because being an Uber driver, whether you know it or not, you got crazy people back there. But you also have some pretty important people. You don't know who you're talking to. You don't know who will be back there. So I've had the chance to meet CEOs. I've had the chance to meet, important people in businesses, people that have founded businesses, people that have stepped down as businesses, stepped down from businesses. Like, I've met a lot of people that really could put you in some places. And a lot of them have offered me jobs, and I've kind of pursued some of those avenues and, seeing different stuff. I've met a lot of successful people. And the beautiful thing is, it's all under the guise of just being an Uber driver, like I can't complain, I've met a lot of different people that I wouldn't have met had I not chose this route. Obviously I'm in finance and stuff like that, so I meet different types of people from that aspect, but when you're in finance and it's more of like an advisory role, people just expect you to have it. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. So if you don't have it, it's kind of hard for me to really talk to you. Like, I'm not really trying to talk and open up. I'm more so just trying to see how much you know. And it's like, you gotta be good at what you do. And that's just because why would you have an advisor that doesn't know what they're talking about? So it was like when I met people in finance, it was just more like, okay, you're a cool person, whatever, sounds good, but these are your options. Like, as an Uber driver, nobody expects you to know anything. Actually, most people expect that you don't know anything. You absolutely don't know anything. So it's a different conversation. I've actually been taught a ton of stuff just by the people back there, because they're just talking, and I'm like, hey, I'm looking to learn. So I'm listening, and hey, if they're gonna teach me, I'm gonna listen, But yeah, man, so the point of this video was just like, if I could go back, would I still be an Uber driver? The point of this video, with all of the negativity that you see on YouTube, with all of the negativity that you see from a lot of content creators, concerning the pay, the disparity, obviously, with the way that Uber feels about us and it's us against them, with all of these factors, especially with the way the economy is today, would I be different? Like, would I recommend being an Uber driver as a new person? Yeah. Because what a lot of people don't talk about is the benefits, Like, I never would have met the people that I met in the capacity that I met them in had I not been an Uber driver, I mean, yeah, I was driving them around. It's it's a different type of position, you know what I'm saying? And this is why I always challenge you guys. Do you value what you do? Do you understand the value that you have? You know, like, so look, I know I'm really good at sales. That's kind of what I was talking about. When I'm an advisor, I'm selling people on the products. You know, I used to sell people on the products that the bank had specifically. It wasn't necessarily what was good for them, wasn't necessarily what was the best. It was necessarily what we had in stock that they could qualify for. Because it's all about commissions. It's all about performance. That's what sales is. But in this capacity, I'm selling my service. I'm selling me as a person, because obviously they got in the car. So I want them to feel comfortable. I want them to know that I'm their guy in terms of driving them around. So I'm selling myself as a person, right? I'm obviously selling my skills and abilities, because if they feel crazy, if they feel like we're going to crash, they'll jump out. They'll report me to Uber, yada, yada, yada. But I'm highly tipped for a reason, because I'm creating an environment, all of that stuff. So I'm selling myself as a person, but then I'm also selling myself as just, you know, I'm selling my service to them. And that's a tough thing. And I'm also engaging in conversation. You know what I'm saying? I'm being a human. I'm trying to have a regular conversation. You know, that all of these are factors, you know, all while doing my job, which is already incredibly hard, because I have to maneuver the minefield that is Miami, Florida. Y'all know, if you know how people drive, it's a minefield. Just cut it. It's a minefield. So I have to be able to maneuver that. I have to be able to look at the maps and understand where I'm going, because obviously if I miss a turn or something like that, now they're late. Now they're looking at me crazy. You know, so all while doing my job, I'm able to multitask. I'm super efficient. All of these things are play a part. So there's a lot of value in being an Uber driver. You know, it just sucks that nobody really talks about the benefits anymore. It's all just pay sucks. So yeah, man, I've kind of rambled a little bit. I hope this makes sense, man. I guess I'll just do a summary so that you don't feel like I didn't answer the question. If I could go back to the pandemic when I first made the decision to be an Uber driver, honestly, I would do it all over again, because these last 4 years are amazing. Have been amazing. I've changed my life just from the networking that I've had. You know, I've had different types of experiences that I never would have had if I wasn't an Uber driver. And you know, that's just my story. But it's opened me up to a whole new world, so to say. Maybe in tomorrow's video, I'll talk more about, you know, the whole new world. But hey, if you, you know what I'm saying, if you haven't, then I challenge you with this video. I challenge you to understand your value as a driver, because you're not just picking people up and taking them from point A to point B. It's so much more than that. You know what I'm saying? That's why when people know that you're a good driver, when people respect you in your profession, when they know that you're at the top of your field, they'll tell you. they'll tell you, you know? So it is what it is. But all right, guys, I done started rambling, so I'm out of here. Deuces.